Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about onboard charging systems, all right? Charging systems like this that you install on your boat to charge your batteries when you get back from a day of fishing. You don't want to have to be able to put chargers all on your batteries and make it complicated. You want to install an onboard charger. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me about this. What kind do I have? How do I install it? Where should I put it? All that good stuff. Today we're going to cover everything. We're going to install this ProMariner. This is a ProSportHD20Plus 3-bank 20 amp charger, all right? So this is good for a 3 battery setup, but these guys offer different configurations in this product. This is a 4th generation of theirs. I have a Gen 3 that's on the boat. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna yank out that Gen 3 from the boat. I'm gonna take it out, we're gonna upgrade to this. So we're gonna make it kind of look like a from scratch install. So we're gonna unbox this, we'll do a full unboxing, talk about why I really like this brand and what is it about this versus the other generation, why am I upgrading, and then I'll run you through the entire install, how to do it, what to think about when you're installing it, all that good stuff, okay? So let's get into it. We got a lot to cover today. By the way, as always, guys, if you appreciate this kind of content, don't forget to please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's the only thing I ask for in exchange for putting these videos together, all right? So if you dig it, hit the like, and yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for helping grow the channel. Okay, now let's go do it. Okay guys, let's go through the unboxing. So first of all, if you don't want to watch the unboxing, you can use the chapters below. I always set up chapters in the video so that way you can skip ahead to if you want to get right to the installation or whatever. Also, bear in mind that this is not a sponsored video. I bought this. This is out of my own pocket. I just happen to like this brand. I think they support their products really well. They have good warranties, really good customer service, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks cool. As I already explained, this is a 3-bank charger. So you would need this if you have 3 batteries, okay? So if you've got 3 batteries on your boat, so I've got 2 trolling motor batteries and 1 main battery, then we're gonna need a 3-bank charger. If you're running batteries in parallel, so that means you've got 2 batteries that are 12 volt and you're combining them together to double the amperage capacity, you still should have a charger per bank. So if you've got 2 batteries running a 12 volt parallel setup, you still need a 2-bank charger, okay? So super important, 1 bank per battery. This is a Gen 4, so in the Gen 4, it's completely waterproof, first of all. This is specifically made for your boat, so waterproof connections. This is their heavy duty version as well. This is the top model that you can get, and they are very inexpensive. They're not that expensive compared to some of the other brands that are out there. Really good value. These are also good maintainers, so not only does this charge and test your batteries and your whole battery system, it's also used for maintaining and storing your boat. So you keep your boat connected to this all winter long when your boat's in storage, and you don't have to worry about your batteries. It even reconditions your batteries, okay? So let's talk about really quick what's the big difference between this and the Gen 3 that I got. So this model actually comes with a better cooling system, all right? So it's got a little bit more powerful cooling in it, the fan, the way that the metal casing is designed for airflow, just a little bit better cooling, and because these things run dependent on heat, right? So they'll pump a full 20 amp charge to all of your batteries, but if it starts to warm up, it'll actually start to back off, right? Because it doesn't want to burn out from the heat. So the cooler these things run, the more it'll charge. So this will actually charge your batteries 20% faster than the previous version, the previous generation, because of the improved cooling. Improved cooling, of course, also means better lifespan. That's why this comes with a 3-year warranty instead of the 2-year on the Gen 3. So you get an additional year warranty on it. This particular version now also comes with 3 separate fault LEDs per battery bank that turn green when they're fully charged. So on the old generation, you only had 1 green light that said the whole bank was charged, all 3 banks, and you would have 1 red light that would show up if battery 1, 2, or 3 died. It would show which battery was, causing a fault or was not charging properly. This shows individually which ones are charged, as well as individually which ones have a fault. Also on the other version, there was a plug that you'd have to put in, depending on what kind of battery you had. You had to make this there was like a little plug that you put in. This actually has a button, so if you got AGM flooded, whatever, you just press the button, it'll configure to whichever type of battery that you want. So you can use this for all kinds of batteries. This particular model is good for AGM, it's good for gel, and it's good for standard flooded acid batteries. The other really cool thing that I like about this is it's kind of got this like gas gauge thing on it. We'll show it when it's in action, but it's kind of got this gas gauge that shows you whether or not, how full it is, the charge, or how empty it is. It's just cool. I like lights. What do you want me to tell you? So one of the big selling points about these intelligent chargers versus, you can buy a regular charger that you just, clamp on to the battery and plug it in when you get home. And that really just charges your battery. And some of them are even better that have a maintain system. But once you have a maintain system, it does increase the price. This one here has like 5 steps. It has 5 cycles to it. So it's got the system check where we'll check if there's any faults in your system, any wiring problems, something's disconnected, something's not running right, or if the battery just simply won't hold a charge, it'll tell you. It takes about a minute when you first plug it in and you get a full system check. After that, it'll do a charge, it'll do a condition cycle, it'll do a battery maintenance cycle, and it does a storage and maintenance cycle. So really, really intelligent system. If you want to read more about it, guys, I'm not here to try and sell you on this. I personally just really like it. But if you want more details on it, go check out ProMariner.com. I'll have a link in the description below. You can go and check it out, okay? So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed and check out what's inside. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Instructions. Okay. Holy jeez, look at this thing. Oh, this thing is giant. Wow, okay. Jeez, here, put this up here. Ah, there we go. It's heavy. It's not that light, I'll tell you that. Maybe if I hold it right side up, that'd help. So you got your whole gauge here with all your LEDs, your status lights and everything. And of course, the really important part is the cables. So I like the way the cables have these flexible reinforcements right here. Really intelligently done. Each one is fused. So you've got fuses on the positive and negative of every single bank, which is great. And then of course you've got your AC power. So that's for when you get home, you plug it into your extension cord. And I'll show you guys how I set up on my boat. You guys can set it up the way you like, but I just make this super readily accessible on the side of the boat. So when I get home, I can just reach underneath and pull out the power cord, pull out the extension cord, plug it in, you're done. So yeah, we'll go ahead and show you guys how to wire this. There's really nothing to it. I mean, this is actually a pretty simple install. It's amazing once you have it. Guys, if any of you out there are just, when you get home, you go and put like manual bank chargers on each one of your batteries, and you've got each bank set up individually. Oh my God, guys, that's how I used to do it. It is a disaster, guys. You're gonna love this install, okay? And you're gonna love how easy it is as well. All right, guys, well, no sense screwing around. Why don't we go ahead and get this install started? I'm gonna show you guys kind of how I set it up. But first, I need to go and remove my old one. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear out my old one, and I'm gonna also get the batteries removed from the trolling motor, because the batteries that are stored back there, that's where a lot of these wires come in, and I need to show you kind of my setup. So give me a few minutes, I'm gonna go tear everything out, and then we'll get started. So guys, here is my old unit here, and you can see I've got it underneath the main console. And it's a great spot in the boat because I don't have a lot of storage, but here it's out of the elements, doesn't get rained on, even though it's waterproof. And it gives me access to past cabling under here that then goes all the way to the back to the main battery. And right next to it are the trolling motor batteries. So this is what I was explaining. When you think about where you want to install it, you want to make sure that you've got the least amount of runs possible, okay? So you don't want to do long wire runs. You want to kind of keep it very simple. So the fact that my main batteries are right here was also a super logical spot because I don't have any crazy runs. I don't have to, I don't have to fish wires all over the place. It's just right here, very, very simple. So when you're mapping out your boat, keep in mind where all your batteries are. You want to have as little runs as possible because the more you got to do wire runs, the more it starts getting complicated. You need to get a wire fish and all that sort of thing. So try and keep it as simple as you can by placing this, in the nearest possible spot to the majority of your batteries. So in this case, and probably most of you, you're going to want to install it near your trolling motor batteries if possible. By the way, guys, another tip, if you're going to be taking all these batteries apart and you're worried about how things are wired because you've got stuff in series and you've got different things wired, don't worry about it. Take your phone out and take a picture. Okay guys, so listen, we've got the batteries all disconnected. I'm gonna put them down here on the floor. I'm gonna get them out of here. Now, really important note, put a rag down on the floor because the last thing you want is if you've got a battery leaking or you've got some water sitting in your tray, anything like that, the last thing you wanna do is get that all over your carpet. So put a rag down on the floor first, okay? And then put your batteries on top of that. Ask me how I know. This is what I was talking about, guys. Like, check this out. There's actually a bit of water in there. So, good call on that one. Almost there, guys. Okay, guys. The old bag charger's out. Here's the old one. That was a lot of tie wraps and a lot of trying to see what I was doing there, but we finally got it all out. So let's go ahead and get the other one out, and we're gonna go ahead and do the install. Okay guys, so in the instruction pamphlet, it actually comes with a template right here. So we're gonna need to use this bolt template. So you can see it shows you where to put the screw holes or the bolt holes where this thing is gonna screw into. So now this Gen 4 is not the same form factor as the Gen 3. So I do have to make 2 new holes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and puncture some holes right here where I'm supposed to put them through. I'm gonna tape it on to where I want it to go. And then I'm just gonna mark it with a marker where I wanna make my holes, okay? That easy. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up my bottom holes with the current holes that I have there. So it's the 2 top ones that I need to redo. But in your case, obviously, you'll need to make full ones. So let's get that on there. So you can see here, I've taped the template up right here. And I've just gone ahead and taken my magic marker and I've marked it. And I actually have the 2 old holes right here. So that's where I'm gonna drill. All right, let's get those holes done. By the way, if you're drilling into fiberglass, you're going to want to just do a 1/8 of an inch hole, pilot hole, and then use the provided screws. So if you're going into fiberglass or you're going into aluminum and you don't have access to the other side where you can bolt it like what I'm gonna do, you can just go ahead and use the provided screws. In my case, I'm gonna be just using bolts that I have. So bear that in mind. So if you're gonna be using screws, you're gonna do a 1/8 inch pilot hole. Otherwise, I'm gonna be using something larger because I'm gonna be bolting it through, okay? All right, there we go. This is the part where we hope we line them up correctly. All right, so next up, you're gonna wanna drill holes to give access to these guys, okay? So it's important to remember you're gonna feed these sort of separately like this through a hole, or you can pop these caps off and feed them through without the fuses inside. And so you're gonna wanna drill some holes into where they're gonna access. I would recommend going with a 3/4 inch hole minimum or a 1 inch hole. And remember, you'll need to order rubber grommets to align the inside of the hole. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I did for my install because they're already drilled, but it'll show you what I did here, okay? So let's go take a look. So you can see inside here, I've actually already got holes drilled. I pre-drilled 3 of them. One of these is just for accessories, so this is actually line that's going to another light that I have. But these 2 holes here are what I use. So these are 3/4 inches, and then I've got rubber grommets inside. Very important because you don't want this cutting or fraying your cable that goes through here, okay? So super important, you'll need to put these up. So the way you want to do it is you need to line up. So you're gonna want to test fit on the other side. You're gonna want to test fit the unit, check and see where the cables need to come in through, and then go ahead and measure and make your hole. So that's exactly what we did here. Okay, our holes are drilled. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get this thing mounted. So I'm gonna start off by feeding the positions 2 and 3. So the banks 2 and 3 wires, I'm gonna feed those through the holes that now have the grommets inside. So we're gonna start with that, get those wires fed through before I mount the bank charger up against the surface. Because if I mount it first, then try and get the wires through, it's just gonna be in the way, it's a disaster. So put your wires through first, make sure everything fits before you go ahead and bolt the bank charger in place. Hey, just one thing real quick guys while we're doing the installation. If you see me using anything like the grommets or any tools or anything that you're curious about, check in the description of the video and I will usually link to just about everything that I've used. So if you're not sure where to get it or how much it should cost or whatever, anything like that, just go and check the description, click on the link, and it'll take you to Amazon and it'll show you which products I use. So to help me pass these through here, I'm just gonna unscrew the fuses like this, pop the fuses out, because this section cable is a lot bigger. It'll be easier to get it through with these smaller connectors out. So I'm just gonna take these off. By the way, these are way better. These use threaded fuse holders with rubber gaskets on it with waterproof fuses. Way cooler. I like this a lot better. These are better than the Gen 3s. Might have to pop these grommets out for now. Get these through here. All right, so this is bank 1, this is bank 2. There we go, pop the grommets out. Okay, so let's just make sure I get all this logically. So this is gonna be the top one. These grommets fit super tight. So don't be afraid to go for a larger size hole with larger grommets, guys, because it is difficult. But the fuse holders on the Gen 3 are smaller, so it fit perfectly, but these ones are way tighter. Good. Okay, grommets are in place. That looks good. All right, grommets are in, cables are out. So here's our cables. We're gonna go ahead and put we'll put the fuses back in here. All right, that's all set. There we go. So let's go ahead and bolt in the charger. And don't worry about it if the grommets pop out while you're working on it. You can fix that afterwards. See, like here, one just popped out. It's not a big deal. We'll fix that up afterwards. So next up comes the fun of bolting this in. So take it from my experience, start with the top row first, much, much easier. And be patient, because sometimes it does take a bit of finagling to get them in the holes. Might have to just try and find exactly where the orientation is. So sometimes another technique that I like to use is I'll take another bolt and I'll feed it in from the other side where it sticks out. So now I can see where it's popped out. Makes it a little bit easier for me to find it. You know, the other alternative as well is, of course, if you want, you can bolt it on this side, but I prefer the bolts be on this side and everything else be hidden on the other side here. So let's see if we can get her lined up. There we go, there's one. All right, on there I'm gonna place one nut and one large washer, like that. Of course, I'm making sure that this is all stainless steel hardware. Don't need anything getting corroded in here. That's on there loose. We'll tighten that up after. Now we're gonna do the other side on the back. There we go, we got it. Oh yeah, we got it. Okay, let's get a nut on there. Or nope, wait, washer. So I'm just gonna use a screwdriver and a wrench and hold it on one side, hold the bolt on one side and screw it in on the other. I'm gonna put them all I'm gonna put all of them tight, but I'm not gonna go all the way tight, and I'm gonna tighten everything up at the end. You're gonna wanna put this fairly tight because the carpeting, if you're using carpeting like I am, the carpeting needs to be compressed down just to make it nice and tight. Bottom's good, and one more. Tighten up our bad boy down here. That's in. Perfect. All right, let's rehook up all of our trolling motor batteries, and then we can do the final bank, which is the main battery in the back of the boat. All right, guys, time to put our batteries back in here and get this all set up. It fits tight, but it does fit. So now at this point, if you're not too sure how to do this, refer to your photo that you took. That way you'll know how to set everything back up on your battery. We're gonna make sure we have the right bank. So let's see, battery one, it's gonna be this guy here. All right, so trolling motor negative goes to the negative battery. And then on top of that, I've put the negative of bank 3. Tighten that up. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're gonna attach this guy afterwards, no big deal there. Then we're gonna run, this is the positive to the trolling motor, and then we're gonna get bank number 2's wire out. Here's bank 2, and you can see we've got quite a bit of extra cabling in here. I just wanna make this kind of organized so you guys can see everything. There we go, okay. Tuck that down there for now. There's bank 2. So I'm going to connect bank 2. So let's get this guy connected, this guy connected. Go ahead and connect this guy on here. There we go. Go on like so. There we go. Beauty. So that's that guy. Next up, we have to put our crossover in, right? So don't forget, we've got our crossover cable. So this is to wire up our batteries in a series with this crossover cable, okay? This is what connects our two batteries together. So you can see I've got the marked, negative, positive, plus the charging side. And that's what creates our 24 volt circuit. This is bank 3. So, and of course it does say bank 3, it'll say battery 3 right on it, so you can keep track of which wires are which. So that gets combined with our crossover, okay? So here's our crossover. This is the positive side. So you're gonna do crossover like so. Actually, your crossover is gonna wanna go this way, and this will pass under here like so. There we go. That's on there. And then we're gonna do our negative side. So now we're gonna get the negative portion of bank 2, all right? So that'll say 2, battery 2. So battery 2 is gonna go on this way. You can also shove these in here like that in the little protectors we got here. Not super necessary, but something you can do. Okay, there we go, that's done. Okay, so let's tuck in this wire. I'll just clean this up really quick. Okay, so we've got it all set up now. We've got bank 3. So we've got the negative and the positive of the bank 3, battery 3 wire is connected to the negative and positive of the battery. Okay, so we got that set up properly. And then on this side, we've got the positive and negative of battery 2, bank charger 2 on this battery, okay? So it doesn't matter if I've got this in parallel or in series, it doesn't matter. It's one bank wire per battery, and it goes to the same battery, positive and negative, and that's it. You don't worry about the rest of the complication, okay? So that's focus on that for the battery setup. Now, if you want to know what I'm doing all here with putting these batteries in series and why the trolling motor connects this way, make sure you go and check out my trolling motor installation video, how to install and set up a 24-volt battery system for your trolling motor. Go and check it out. It's going to be linked in the description below. You can check out that video. It's actually my #1 viewed video at this time. It's got like 200,000 views on it. So go and check it out. It explains all of this setup, all right? So that's done. Now we can go ahead to the main battery. Okay, so next up, we're going to go ahead and wire up the main battery. The problem is the main battery is, it's way back there. This cable is not long enough. This is actually as far as it goes. So we need to make an extension. Now, if you want, and if you prefer, ProMariner actually recommends that you contact them and they'll send you some extensions so that you can get this all the way to your main battery. But I actually already have some 8-gauge wire going from the battery to the console area specifically for this installation. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to cut off the connectors that are here and add terminal connectors to the 2 sides, and that way I'll just be able to connect it together and we'll be off to the races. All right, let's go ahead and get these on here. So guys, off camera I was trying some different ways to connect this, but I think this is just going to be the easiest way to do it. Crimp these on, and then we'll go ahead and put all the crimps on all sides. All right, let's put some heat shrink in here. And that, kids, is why you put the heat shrink on before. Be careful, you don't want to melt your carpets. Be aware of which way you're pointing this thing. There we go. Okay, now we can go ahead and plug these in. Before we go ahead and start putting everything away. Well, that's still hot. There, okay. So that's all done, connected, ready to go. So next, we're just gonna go ahead and plug it in, make sure their system works. All right, guys, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, it is on and it is working. Look at this. Oh, that is cool. All right, let me zoom it in here. You guys can check this out. So, here, we've got it on. We can see our little gas gauge, 3 lights are on. We've got the AC powers on, and it's in testing mode. So let me see, blue pulse means analyze. All right, so it's in analyze mode. Then eventually these will light up showing that they're tested and ready to go. Very cool. Can get you guys in closer here. There you go. So here, battery, they're already all charged. Check it out. There, we're at 100%, everything's charged, good to go. So eventually in a few hours, this will kick into maintenance mode automatically. Nice. So now the only job left is going to be to clean up all these wires, get them all inside. What I do is I'll actually wire up the plug, the outlet, so it comes out right under here. So when I get home, I don't even have to get in the boat. I can just reach under here, plug it in to the extension cord, and that's it. We're good to go. Look how awesome that looks down there. Very cool. All right, guys, that's it. We are done. Between uninstalling and then reinstalling, this kind of actually took a while. Not a very complicated install, but again, just take your time, you know, don't be in a rush. Figure out where you want to lay all your wires down and everything else, and you'll end up having a great install. Guys, this is so handy. No more having to unclip batteries, take batteries out, clamp on stuff. You just get home, pull it up in your driveway, pull into your garage, plug it in, walk away, and you're done. It's just a really, really awesome install. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video very much. Again, ProMariner, very happy with this brand. If you guys want to check it out, I'll have links in the description below to the different models that they have. So if you've got 2 batteries, you'll need a 2-bank. If you've got 3 batteries like me, you'll need a 3-bank. If you only have 1 battery, you'll need a 1-bank. And any other tools and stuff like that, everything will be linked in the description below. And I will also put videos in there. So if you want to know how to wire up a 24-volt trolling motor like I've got in my boat, I've got a full video on how to do it. So I'll put that in there, and any other key videos that I think would be helpful that have to do with wiring or anything like that, that'll all be in there as well. Okay, guys, so I hope you found this super useful. Having a bank charger on your boat is just awesome. It is one of the best upgrades. If you don't have one, it's one of the best upgrades you can do. Okay, guys, highly recommend it. And as always, of course, in the comments below, put any questions, comments, concerns, anything you've got on your mind, go ahead and write them in there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, guys, that's it. I am out of here. Time to go to bed. All right, have a good one, guys. Peace.